Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Ken Krell. I am so glad to see so many familiar and fun faces here today. You guys are in for a huge treat. So before we start, let's take care of some just basics. I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. So I saw your message. Hi, Ed. Hi, Diana. Can you guys hear me all right? Yeah, Diana heard me because she's repeating what I've been saying. How about the rest of you guys? I see Anthony's here. I see Jimmy's here. Jocelyn, I'm so glad that you are here and you're using your real name. I love it. Kendra, John, Sammy, Trish, Louise. Awesome. You guys hear me all right? Excellent. Okay, cool. Um, uh, Real quick before we start, John, are you guys recording this on your end?
Yeah, we
Okay,
are.
cool. Okay, cool. I just hit the record button on mine too, just as a backup. Okay, just wanted to be sure we didn't make any assumptions here. We've done the. Didn't you record it? No, I thought you recorded it. No, I thought you recorded it. So we're good here. All right, cool, excellent. All right, you guys. So remember, the next hour, 90 minutes, whatever it is we're together, is for you. So I want to be sure, seriously, real seriously, that you put away all the things that would distract you. All right, you're going to see some things tonight that will blow you away, and I know this. I'll tell you why in the intro in just a couple seconds, but I want to make sure that you're all there. Okay. Um, okay. So put all the stuff that's going to distract you away. You know the drill. Turn off your cell phones, your pagers, all that stuff. If there's stuff on the desk that's clutter that's been there for about 2 months, you may as well throw it away because it's not going to change anyway. And I say that as I look at a pile on my desk as well. So let's make the next 90 minutes or so really count because you took the time for yourself and you're going to love what you're about to hear. So let's get started. The program that we put together for you tonight is remarkable. It's live. It's going to be something that you've probably never seen before. And the gentleman that is going to be running this with two of his partners, and he'll introduce them in a minute, is someone I've known for a few years. John Shugart, I know from when he was really beginning in the internet marketing business, when he was presenting and producing a product called Keyword Rockstar. Remember that, John? Those old days?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was a really cool piece of software. And I was really impressed with it, and I was impressed with him because John's an engineer. At least I remember you as an engineer. You're very analytical. Was it
Yeah.
was it an engineer? I mean, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. Well,
yeah.
computer scientist, but yeah.
Okay, well that's an engineer. So I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
John took some really cool ideas, put them into practice, and allowed people to monetize some of the basics. And Keyword Rockstar was just a massive hit. He did incredibly well with it. I wish I could say I ran his marketing program. We did start talking about that, and it never materialized. So I feel like it was my chance to have the McDonald's franchise, and I blew it. But John has gone on to become a legend in the creativity side of internet marketing to the degree that he's created some really cool things that have helped people make money. To get today, he's going to show you something new that he's put together that is really really cool, and I'm going to be here to watch the whole presentation because I know a bit about it. I don't know all about it, and I want to hear everything about it, just like you guys will be as well. So feel free, talk to us in the chat throughout this. This is going to be like everything else, interactive, and I want to be sure that you get what you came here for today. You're going to love this, and you're gonna love John. So John, how are you? We really haven't had much time to talk before we started with this.
No, no, I'm doing good, man. And like I said, I couldn't believe. I still thought you were here in Atlanta for the longest, and then realized you were halfway across the world. So anyway,
Oh
uh,
my gosh, I forgot. We're supposed to do. I'm getting a reminder from Diana. I'm cutting you off, but we're supposed to be giving you the Booster Practice Prosperity Course virtual clap. So, Diana, thanks for reminding me. Everybody, are you ready? Here we go. You get the virtual clap, John.
oh, nice.
Now you're officially welcome. Shame on me for being so rude.
Yeah, come on, Ken. No, absolutely. Thanks for the introduction. Ken's, you guys have a fantastic leader, that I know who really, if I can imagine Ken, he is taking very good care of you guys and showing you all kinds of stuff over time. And I really appreciate the opportunity to come on and just kind of share something different. And I know Ken, let's see, I think uh, Mark, I think the screen might have went black.
Yeah, I was looking at
And real
that. Yeah,
quick, Ken,
it's black on my end too.
would you mind making us organize just so we could see the questions in
Of
case
course,
people ask real quick, Ken, before we get started?
absolutely. Here we go. I'm gonna make Luke and Mark
Yeah.
as well. Okay, cool.
All right, great.
I feel very religious bringing on Luke and Mark. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, it is black.
Yeah, it's black. When he gets his audio fixed here, once he
Oh.
comes back,
Okay. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay.
all
See now,
right.
you guys.
Let's.
It was any question of this. We really did pre-record this about 6 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on my end.
Uh-oh. Is yours black, Mark?
It's
But yeah.
black on our end.
All
That's
right, hold on. Let
interesting.
me
Yeah,
see.
Did you
hit the
did you
next real quick, or
There we go. Okay, come on.
yeah, just
did it? Is it coming up?
maybe hit forward and we'll see what happens.
That's
There we
funny.
go.
That's funny. Wow. Interesting.
All right. Well, there you go. That's I tell you, okay, now we got it. Now we got
Can you guys see it okay? I see it okay. What about the rest of you guys? You guys can actually talk to me. It's all good.
it. Yeah. This
Diana's
is
the other.
not pre-recorded.
No, no. We do like live. I much prefer live. Not at 3 o'clock in the
Yeah.
afternoon Eastern time, which is 2 o'clock in the morning for me. But we like live at decent hours.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a little rough.
all right.
All
So
right, I think
let's
we're good now.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go make some magic.
All right, all right. Well, fantastic. Well, we're going to dive right in, guys. This like I said, Ken, thank you for the warm welcome. I've got two partners that are on with me as well, and as much as I'd like to claim, that I did all of this, the truth is without those two guys, none of this really would have happened. But what did happen has been pretty, magical, without using too corny of a phrase, over the last probably 2 years. Um, you know, as Ken kind of mentioned, I mean, we focus a lot on technology and trying to automate things, and scalability. And so, the reason that there's no title slide and we're actually showing you a screenshot is, I don't know how many webinars, that you guys have attended, and they're always really good, and they start with a, title slide and things like that, and that's great. Um, but we thought we would try and get your attention with more of a dollar sign, and because if you're like me, the whole reason that you're doing internet marketing is really so you can scale your earnings. And whatever you want to do with the money, of course, is up to you. But the point of it is I don't think you're doing this, just because it's a hobby that you want to waste time on. So we're focused on making money, and that's what tonight's going to be about. And what you're looking at is a screenshot of just one affiliate account of ours. Did it over $1.3 million. And to put that into perspective, it was during an 18-month time frame. But during that 18 months, we were actually developing what we're going to talk about tonight. So we actually earned that while we were learning and developing what I'm going to show you. On top of that, we also generated an opt-in list of over 12 million email records. And it's actually larger than that now, but that's during that 18-month period when we were learning how to do what we're going to show you tonight. So if you're into internet marketing, you understand the power of a list. So imagine, if you had 12 million opt-ins, could you make some money from that? Yeah. So anyway, before we get into really the full details and things like that, I do want to give an earnings disclaimer. I need to be FTC compliant here because you're going to see a lot of webinar, and it's not, not so that you can think that we're all that great. The reason is I want to show you the scope of what's possible, because I'm sure if Ken probably teaches this as well. But I mean, if your mentality is always like, I want to make 6 figures or something like that, I want to show you that it's possible to do 7 figures or more, doing the same kind of thing if you just open up and expand your horizon a little bit and your thinking, and know what is possible. And so that's why I'm showing you this. But it's proof. So you're going to see a lot of earnings. We're going to actually show you live earnings tonight, and earnings from other people and things like that. So, but here's the thing: I can't promise you that you're going to make any money. Okay, we don't know each other, and I don't know your work ethic, and I don't know that you're going to take the information that I share and actually implement it. So don't think that just because I made this money or my partners made this money, that it's automatically going to happen for you. Okay. So hopefully that's fair enough, but I wanted you to have time to read this earnings disclaimer. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on. And let me show you a couple more. And again, the only reason I'm showing you these screenshots is to put it into perspective about what happened during that 18-month period and give you a big total that you can understand. So we earned $116,000 during the same time period using the same method that we're going to talk about tonight. In a different account, we had $102,000 earned during that same 18-month period. In a different account, we actually earned $80,000. In yet another affiliate account, we earned $64,000 during the same time period using the same method we're going to talk about. And then $54,000 in another affiliate account. And bringing up the rear, small, it's still not a small amount of money, but compared to the others, I guess it seems small, but it's $24,000 earned, same time period, same method. Now, you would expect basically, after the introduction that Ken gave, that we should be able to do this, right? We're experts and things like that. But, and we got paid over $1.7 million during that 18-month period and over 12 million opt-ins. So, I mean, what we're going to talk about really works. But here's the thing. It doesn't just work for us. All right, and that's the whole reason we're having this webinar, is because we have basically boiled down, over that time period, we figured out there's basically, three things that you got to implement, and it will work for you. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're an internet marketer, whether you're a beginner, if you're an affiliate marketer, if you're a network marketer, you will love what we're going to talk about. If you own your own products or services, even local businesses can really utilize, what we're going to show you tonight. So pretty much anything that you do to make money online, you're going to be able to amplify it with this system. Now, what we like to do is we break this presentation up into two parts, okay? Part number one is really about proof, all right? We're going to, we started some campaigns earlier today. We do them every day, but we're going to just show you the stats for what we did. And then we're going to talk about and actually show you the steps, really. I mean, what we did to make $1.7 million during that 18-month period. And then we're also going to do a live demonstration just to show you, even during the webinar, exactly of the steps involved. Okay, so it's not just theory. I mean, you're going to actually see what we did to generate that money. Now, in part two, we actually get into something that's pretty much brand new. We started implementing it about maybe about 3 months ago, I think, maybe 3.5. But pretty much it's a brand new method that literally is doubling the profits of the system that we developed. And no one's teaching this. No one that we have seen, and we're pretty up on what people are teaching out in the market. And we haven't seen anybody really focus on this yet. And then we're going to get into the full numbers, profits, things like that. And I think you're going to be pretty surprised at how profitable this system, once it's in place, actually is. The margins are just crazy. So with that being said, I'm going to bring out I've got two partners on, Mark and Luke. Mark, Luke, and John, right? So go ahead and you can make your comments there. We need Matthew, I know. But anyway, I'm going to bring Mark out, and he's going to kind of go through and take over here. We're going to go through some results, and he's going to kind of present a little bit to you guys. So you guys give Mark your virtual clap and bring Mark on out.
We'll make it a religious experience. Here we go.
All right.
Welcome, Mark.
Yeah.
I unmuted myself for that one, guys.
There we go. All right. Well, Mark, the floor is yours.
All right, thanks. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and show you some profits of a couple campaigns we set up today. Let me just bring over those real quick so you guys can see it. All right, those come in all right. All right,
Yeah,
this first screenshot right here is you can see the earnings right here. Actually, let me uh, let me redo that one, rerun that one.
you went black again. Was that intentional?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, cool. I'm used to doing that with
There
like
we go.
like an overhead projector. I'm not used to seeing it on the screen like that. That's pretty cool.
All right, that's a little better. All right, today you can see the revenue right here is $928 so far today, and even though it's a little bit late here, we should see some uptick in the revenue today. So we'll come back to this and refresh this page for you guys too.
These guys. I gotta tell you, my guys are very demanding about making money. I mean, they're just like, they want to see big. They want to see millions at zeros. I know I can never make them happy. They just want, bring me another zero, Ken. They want more.
Don't we all?
Okay.
All right, this account didn't perform as well as the other one did so far today, but this one you can see is at $325 so far today. So I mean, both of those numbers combined, it's over $1,200 we've earned today. I suspect it'll just keep going. So just want to show of hands, how many of you guys would like to earn $1,200 every single day? Yeah.
You can pop something in
Yes,
the
it's
comments.
like one of those rhetorical questions.
I'm seeing a lot of does coming through here. Duh, yeah, of
Like who
course.
would?
Of course. Come on, tell me more. I'm seeing a lot of this coming through.
Having said that, I'll just show you exactly what we're doing to make that. What we're actually doing is commercial email marketing. Now, it's not spam marketing or anything like that. What we do is fully legal and compliant, so there's no need to worry there. Um, Also, it's not the typical email marketing you might have heard of, or maybe you've already used too. Uh, it's not the email marketing where you would use like Aweber or GetResponse. In fact, you can't even use those types of services for the commercial email marketing. So basically, it's email marketing, but you're not having to build out your own lists. You're not having to build out your own squeeze pages. Now, that is huge right there. You're not having to build out your own list. That was always an issue with me before I even learned about commercial email marketing, was having to build out your list. And especially a lot of people have no idea how to make a squeeze page or don't even know the contacts to find to have someone make one for you. So you don't have to do either of those. So it's actually a simple system. There's really, like John said, it's actually three things you need to know. There's three things you need to do. Is you need to have leads and emails. You need to have a way to send out the emails, and you need to have an affiliate offer. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and just give you a live demonstration of just sending out a campaign. You've seen some of the income we've had today with the campaign, but now that you know what we're actually doing in commercial email marketing, I'm going to show you what we did to get those results, how basically that simple it was. So this is our software. Like I said, step two, you need some kind of software to send out the emails. So you can't just go into your Gmail account and hit the send button in your Gmail account and load up a bunch of emails in there. So what we would do here is we just go to our broadcast tab right here, which I'm already at, and then I just hit a schedule new. Just name this, you just name the campaign, so we'll just do webinar, just name it webinar. Let's see, I'll put today's date. All right, and we're going to go ahead and we'll pick a from, and we'll pick a list, and we're going to pick us an offer, and hit the confirm broadcast button. That'll take a minute here. It should be done any second. All right, and then all we do after that is we just go over the details of the broadcast. We're only sending to 5,000 people. We're not trying to make a huge schedule right now, and then we just hit the schedule broadcast button, and you can instantly see the emails are going out. So basically what we did is we already, pre-uploaded a list of emails to send to, and we made a creative already. So, we didn't want to have to waste any time during the webinar to show you guys a little bit of that mundane task right there. So that's all it took right there. I mean, it's pretty much dead simple. Anybody can do that. It's nothing hard about it. So let me actually dive into just telling you more about what this system, how to implement those 3 steps.
And I'm going to jump in for one quick second, guys. When you hear the word creatives, that's actually the email that you're sending out. That's the actual email, letter, document, whatever that we call a creative.
Yeah, the email body
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah.
What you received to actually get on this webinar, that's the end email.
That was the creative, and I had to be creative in writing it all up to get you here. So that's why it's called a creative. Okay.
All right. Well, you're probably wondering, okay, I said you don't have to get an opt-in page to get your own list. Well, then this is how you actually do it. It's really simple. You just purchase them. They've got data brokers out there and site owners out there that have a ton of emails that, of course, they're going to let you purchase from them. So those are 2 separate ways you can get a list of emails. Now, here's an even better part about purchasing lists and emails. You know how in Google, PPC, you have to actually pay for your ad to find out if an ad works or not. You're still having to pay for the clicks, even though you have no idea whether or not those clicks are going to convert for you, right? Well, with list buying, you actually don't even have to pay for your list before you find out whether or not it works. That's why we call it zero-risk list buying. What happens is these list brokers, of course, they want your business. So what they'll do is they'll actually give you a free sample of emails to go ahead and mail out and see if it'll make money for you. So it's basically every marketer's dream. I mean, you get to have, like with Google, you get to have the PPC ads and get to show those before and see if they actually work. Well, with this, you get to have the emails and see if they actually convert before you put down the money and buy it. A lot of people don't even know that about commercial email marketing.
I didn't even think about that, but you're 100% right. And I will tell you that I bought a list, spent like $500 to buy a list of chiropractors, and the list was crap, and the money just went goodbye. So this means a lot to me. I want you guys to pay attention to this very closely. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. And then you can't mail that, because how do you mail it? Because it's a purchase list. It's not a list that's opted in, which is why you can't run it through an AWeber or anybody else. You're just going to get crushed. So these guys, you got to listen to what you're about to hear right now, because this is massive in terms of what your potential is. Huge for every one of your businesses. This is like a leapfrogging effect in terms of where you're going to go.
Yeah, this is probably one of the biggest benefits of commercial email marketing is being able to, of course, being able to purchase a list and then be able to actually figure out if it works for you before you even buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited listening to this. This is like outstanding. This is outstanding stuff. I mean, this is like every day for you right now. So you're like, yeah, we do this all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, you guys really need to understand this is massive right now. This is like the answer to my prayers, is to be able to go out. I mean, understand that our business is really getting towards wellness professionals. That's a massive marketplace, and we're launching some new web shows and so on. What a great way to go out to those guys through email and not have the risk and not have the expense. I'm going to shut up. You talk. You tell me. Keep going. This is great.
Yeah, sure. Now, as far as getting the emails out, like I said before, you can't use AWeber, iContact, or GetResponse simply because they do not let you upload purchase lists. They have to be lists opted in with their opt-in form. But what you can do is, of course, you could build out your own platform, or more simply, you just basically lease a commercial email platform. Usually it's just on a monthly basis, you'll lease that. So now my favorite part, which is converting offers. Now, in a second, I'm going to show you what we use and the types of offers we send out in the emails, the email creatives, which is CPA offers. You could also send out ClickBank offers for those of you who are familiar with ClickBank.
Why don't you tell them what CPA is as well, because there were some questions about that earlier.
Sure. CPA stands for cost per action. So basically, I'll explain it further in the next slide. You'll get to see exactly what a CPA offer is. And of course, the second, if you have your own product or service, of course, you can email about that as well. You pretty much can promote anything you want. If you're part of an MLM, you can promote an MLM in the email. Local businesses, you can, of course, get email lists, promote local business stuff, anything you want. Now, here's what a CPA offer is. And I think if you don't know what CPA offers are, you're going to be blown away about how simple you can make money with CPA offers. Now, this is a typical offer you would see, and this offer, really has mass appeal for anyone in the U.S. because everybody, if you have a car, you have to have auto insurance on it. So everybody's always looking to save money and get cheaper auto insurance. So with this one, the person would click a link in their email, and then they would be taken to this page where all they would have to do is simply enter their zip code and then click the continue button. And as soon as they click the continue button, you're credited with $4 for this company is actually paying you $4 for every zip code that you get someone to enter and then click the continue button. Now, how many of you guys knew that you could actually do this? Knew that it's this simple with CPA offers to make money? It's actually pretty incredible.
That's one of the coolest things is the ability to send traffic to a page. People don't have to buy anything. They just perform one little action, and you get paid very, very well. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Mark, if you don't mind here, I wanted to hop in really quick, and before John gets to part number 2.
Sure.
And I want to show these guys. Okay, cool. I wanted to hop in, guys, and talk to you a little bit about being able to duplicate this entire system. We have a really cool bonus thing we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to get. So I wanted to do it now before John got to part 2, so you have plenty of time. Okay. So let me just ask this. I mean, Mark's a pretty laid back guy, well, we made $1,000 and he goes to the next thing. And, we've seen that, 1,000 times now. And so you do kind of get numb to it. But I think the big key to take home from that first part is to notice, probably the biggest thing, which is you can buy your leads. You don't have to build these lists on your own or spend money. But more importantly, you don't have to buy them unless you know they're profitable, thanks to them giving you samples. I mean, that is like reading the stock market. So that's why we kind of really jumped on this thing. So anyway, with that being said, how many of you guys would like to duplicate this thing for yourself? Anybody want to see how you can duplicate this? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Cool.
Myself, I'm sorry. Yeah, there people are like, yeah, duh.
All right, so let me.
Everyone's excited. Jocelyn's like,
yeah, exactly.
I think so. Jocelyn's like, I think so. Jocelyn, you're so understated today.
Okay. So let me. I'll go ahead and take the screen here, and I'll show you guys.
Yeah, this is a nice thing that you can do to add on to your regular business. This is a nice thing that you can do to build your existing business. This is something that you can use in almost any way, which makes so much sense to me. It's like this can be kind of foundational. This is sort of like your base money while you build the other business that you want, that may be the passion business. Whatever your passion may be.
Absolutely. Now, can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
Swapped it over to me.
Yep.
So here's the way. Obviously, to duplicate the system, you need the 3 steps. All right. And again, like I said, I want to give you guys to kind of see what we have available, so you have plenty of time during the second part to kind of digest what's really going on here. So bear with me while I kind of break this down. But you need the 3 steps taken care of for you. So what we've tried to do to allow people to duplicate our system is to knock down all the hurdles that we went through trying to figure this thing out. I can tell you right now, I mean, I've been online making money since 1999. John's been doing it for a long time. Mark, not as long as us, but he's been doing it for a while. And, you know, being able to pull this type of commercial email marketing system off is not easy. There are a lot of things you have to figure out. And we've been through hundreds of thousands of dollars and had a lot of hurdles to jump through. So we kind of sat down to think, okay, how can we put this thing together where these guys don't have any of the problems that we had, and make it as smooth sailing as possible. And so that's what I kind of wanted to talk to you about. So here's the thing. Duplicating our system, like I said, is easy. We've solved all 3 of these main steps for you. Let me explain the system and how those steps are solved. Now, here's the big thing. We're supposed to make a bunch of money, and that's fine. I mean, we've been doing, like, if you've been doing something since 1999, I'm giving away my age now. If you've been doing something since 1999 and you're not really good at it, then you should probably do something else, right? So it's not fair for us to come on and say, just say, hey, we're crushing it, and then you should too. It's more important to see that other people are duplicating our system and crushing it, okay? So this is a fully duplicatable system because, I mean, you saw there's only really 3 steps, but there are complexities within those 3 things. So here's a guy who, for example, duplicated the system. He was one of our first guys that was trying this out. He did $2,400 in one day. So that's, over an almost a $900,000 a year pace when he was starting out, and he's doing more than that now. And this was pretty cool. One of the things he posted to us was, note to self, I made $2,400 today while I was sleeping, right? So that's kind of cool, because one thing about emailing is you saw the platform and how Mark sent out those emails. You can actually schedule those to go out. So for example, this weekend, nobody's going to, get up and send different email campaigns. Those are already scheduled to go out for the weekend, so nobody has to touch them, okay? So that's just a cool thing, another cool thing with email marketing. This person, again, another person that was duplicated the system, $25,000 in the first 90 days. That's pretty powerful. And this person, $20,000 in 1 month in 2 different accounts, okay? So here's something really cool when I talk about duplicating our system and knocking down hurdles. This illustrates it perfectly. We did a help session. I guess it was it this week? Yeah, it was yeah. And we had a guy, Mike, who is using our system, and he said, awesome new features, guys. The only thing you could do better would be to just send us a check every month. You're pretty much doing everything else.
That's great. That's great.
So here's why he said that. Here's what I want to cover why he said that. We actually have a new system in place. When I said that you can schedule the mails to go out, in fact, our system is set up to where you don't even have to do that. It will automatically send for you and optimize the offers for you, and it's pretty wild. So we'll get to that in a second. But okay, so let's talk about each step, how we try to knock the hurdle down for you guys, and then we'll get over to part 2. So leads, you need leads. Okay, we told you that you can go out and you can find data brokers and all that. All that is covered. We can show you how to do all that. But we thought, a lot of guys, this is going to be a hurdle. So what we do is we give 5,000 leads per month to you. So you're going to get access to the same lead source that we use. You get 5,000 unique leads every single month. So that gets you over that hurdle of actually having to go out and hunt down data initially while you kind of learn how to do this. Because there are things you're going to need to learn how to do, right? So that's going to take care of the leads for you. You get 5,000 every month. They're completely unique to you. Nobody else gets them. Not everybody doesn't get the same 5,000 people or anything like that. We're not mailing them before you get them. And the other cool thing is they are cumulative. And that's what's awesome about email marketing. Your list will continually grow as you get these leads, of course, and as you go out and find more lead sources, and therefore your income grows. Okay, so that's really cool. You also have an option to purchase more records if you want to, but we really recommend finding outside data sources. And the way we do that is we train you to do exactly what we do to hunt down data sources. So it's really important for you to be able to find your own data sources. I mean, if we get hit by a truck next week, what are you going to do, right? So first hurdle, leads, that's taken care of for you, at least to get you started. Then the platform, as we mentioned, throughout the presentation so far, Ken and Mark and John mentioned as well, you can't just upload these kind of leads or purchase leads into Aweber or something. You have to have a sending platform. So we've spent, and I mentioned this to you, over $100,000, well over that, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars, developing our own sending platform over the course of the last year and a half or so. And you guys are going to get access to that. That's what you saw Mark utilizing. It is wildly advanced. There's no way we can get into all the crazy details about it, but let's just say you can send an unlimited number of emails through it. There is no limit. Unlimited really does mean unlimited. You can send traffic to anything you want through the platform. Like, you don't have to mail affiliate offers. You can mail your own stuff or other, ClickBank stuff or whatever. And you can, of course, upload and send to your own list, which is highly encouraged, right? So the last thing is, all right, what about offers? I mean, if I join these CPA networks as an affiliate, what am I going to do? Just randomly select offers, or how does that work? So what we do is we give away a turnkey campaign every single month, okay? So what that means is we give you the exact offer that we're running that's the best one for that month, and it's a different one each month. And actually the first month you're going to receive one of the campaigns you saw us doing live. When you saw Mark showing stats earlier, actually I think that was the one that should be over $1,000 by the end of the webinar. And with that, you get the subject line, the email body copy, and of course the offer. Now here's the thing with CPA. If you're familiar with CPA affiliate networks, it can be difficult to get accepted into them, okay? So what we've done is we've knocked down this hurdle as well. And we're giving you guaranteed approval to the CPA networks that we're partnered with. We have, I think, 6 or 7 of the largest, most reputable networks. And we've gone to them and told them, hey, look, we're going to have some guys coming in to duplicate our system. They'll be well trained. And with that, they said absolutely, right? It's good for them if they know you're going to make them drive volume. So you get guaranteed approval to the network. So that takes care of that hurdle. Okay. So now we've taken care of the leads, and you know that there's a custom sending platform you can send, and now you're automatically going to get the best offers right out of the gate, and you can get approved for them. Okay. The other thing is you get full training, okay? So the system will contain full training. You get everything you need to know to get this thing going. The cool thing is we actually have step-by-step over-the-shoulder videos where you actually watch Mark do exactly what you're supposed to do for that day, and then you just go do it. So I always like to say, if you can't follow that and, step-by-step what he's showing you, I don't see how it's possible that you could make a sandwich. I mean, I don't know how we could break it down any better than that. So that's cool. And the other thing we do is we do live help sessions and training just like this. So we get on a webinar and we answer live questions and, advanced topics and all of those types of things. So that's really nice because there are updates and questions a lot. Okay. Here's the cool thing that I really wanted to talk about, which was earlier I mentioned the guy said, you might as well just mail us a check, you're doing everything else. How this automated profit system came about was actually kind of a challenge. Somebody said, well, what could you possibly do? You'd have to email for us to add any more features to this thing. And we thought, what if we figured out a way for the system to email for our community members? So we did. And so that's exactly what the system does. It actually will email for you. All you have to do is maintain the list that you want it to send to, and then it will actually choose the offer for you, send out a proven email, subject and body copy, and automatically optimize itself intelligently according to how your list is reacting to it. So if your list is, a list of, older people, it's going to start to shoot offers that are more demographically relevant to them, and et cetera. And it does that intelligently.
Wow, that's very cool. That is
Yeah,
very, because most people don't do any kind of analytics to have any clue as to what really is happening. That's
exactly.
really cool.
Exactly. And that way, our idea with this system was not only was it a little bit of a challenge and we wanted to prove that it could be done, but more importantly, again, it was another hurdle for our members because we found that when people were just learning, they were kind of sporadic in when they sent and when they didn't send. And it's really important for long-term emailing that you send consistent volume and consistently because the receiving servers really like that. So it was a way for us to say, hey, let's go ahead and figure out a way to get these guys mailing automatically, and they don't even have to touch anything, right? You just focus on getting your data, and the rest is taken care of for you.
This is
And
awesome.
Of course,
this
nobody
is
else
so
does anything.
this is so cool. This is I'm like, this is so cool. This is really, really cool. I mean, I don't know if you guys, and you can just pop in the chat if your head's exploding right now with possibilities, but understand something. This is massive for you. Number one, and I'm jumping in, I'm sorry, I could probably take away some of your thunder, but this is, I mean, I'm really excited about this because first of all, you don't need to worry about any of the website stuff. You don't need to worry about anything. Yes, you can run other people's offers. That's one little piece. So that way you can make, using the automated system that they've developed, you can make money right now in your sleep. No big deal. But if you start getting a little bit more sophisticated and want to run your own business and build a business, which is where I'm coming from with this and why I'm so excited, you can go ahead and you can get targeted lists to the marketplaces you want to be in, mail those lists, let the intelligence of this modify what offers, and you can have a number of different offers of your own stuff or joint venture stuff, and build a list of people that actually are happy to get what you're sending them and start driving them to your own stuff and build your business, build your list, and start from nothing and have something that's a huge asset of your own. This is massive, massive.
Yeah, and with the Gmail changes and stuff, with a
Oh
lot
my
of those
God.
other services being sent to the wrong tab, we'll just
Yeah.
call it.
Yes, the wrong tab.
You have no control over that with mailing through Aweber or something like that. I mean, if their IPs and stuff are getting flagged, like that's it. With this, you have actually a lot more control, and you can bypass those types of things. Okay, so that's another cool thing that's actually happened recently that's really helping our business is, we give enough control to where that's not really an issue. So basically what you get with the system is, of course, the membership and the training, everything you need there, and it's quite extensive. It's easy in the beginning, but when you really start to scale up, there are things to learn, and it's all there. In fact, what is currently in the program is way more than we knew when we first started, and you saw the kind of numbers we were making. So like, you can make those numbers with knowing like half of what we have in the member area. Then we do the live help sessions. You get the custom email platform, which is hugely important. You get the turnkey campaign and guaranteed approval to the network that has it every month. You get 5,000 unique leads every month. They're cumulative and unique. And you get the automated profit system, which is awesome. That will email for you every day. And we have what we think is one of the strongest guarantees on the planet. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a second. So what I wanted to make sure you realize, again, John's part's coming up. Again, I wanted to give you a chance to see this and give you plenty of time while the webinar is still going on. Part 2 is going to blow your mind when you see it. I guarantee it. So here's the bonus that I wanted you guys to have access to before I turn it over to John, which was we're going to do a double your data bonus, kind of a fast movers bonus. If you join us while we're on the webinar here, we're going to give you an extra 5,000 leads to start with. So instead of starting with 5,000, you're going to start with 10,000 emails. Okay, 10,000. That's pretty good. That's a heck of a start. I'm going to imagine a lot of you guys that have been trying to build your own list probably don't even have 10,000 emails yet.
So with that, let me ask you a quick question. What is that? And I know numbers are you got to be careful how we talk about numbers. But for the average person, approximately, plus or minus 30%. In terms of, I'm going to give you all sorts of room here because nothing that we talk about is guaranteed. What would
Sure.
what would a goal be, or what would an expectation be, perhaps, if you had 5,000 leads and 10,000 leads? What could you turn that into within about a month or within a few mailings?
Okay, that's an awesome question. And here's probably there's a few different ways to answer that and be wildly thorough. The first one is Mark just did an email and sent out 5,000 leads. So we'll be able to kind of look at that later and see where, kind of where that came,
Okay.
how that came about.
Cool.
So that'll give you an idea. Also, in part 2, John's going to cover all the numbers in great detail, so you'll kind of be able to break it down. But just to give you a general idea, kind of going back to what we say you should be doing bare minimum as our guarantee, is you should be able to, especially after kind of learning things, within a month or two, if you're not making at least at a bare minimum enough to cover, like $300 a month or so, then you're doing something way wrong. And you'll see, like I said, from some of the stuff we'll show you, you'll be able to extrapolate the exact numbers. And in fact, I think John has a slide there where we talk about what you're looking at in terms of numbers to get to 10,000 a month. So,
Okay.
So we'll have that answered in a couple different ways, actually. So
Awesome. Okay.
I'll let those slides do it. But that's an awesome question. That's why we have them.
You guys should be at the edge of your seats right now.
So here's something important. As you guys know, I just explained we give away data, okay, to our guys. So we have limited amounts of data. I mean, we don't have like, an extra 50 million records laying around we can just start handing out. So we do have limited spots. So we look at our data, we say, okay, how much do we have? How many guys can we take on? What are our spots? And that's what we have available, okay? Our 23 available spots, we have enough data for that. So the reason I bring that up also is because if you get to the page and it has a waiting list, go ahead and put your name in there. It just means that all the spots were taken. But with that being said, we always are sourcing new data and stuff. So you'll be the first to hear about it if we've got another spot open. But we only, there are only so many chunks of data that we can grab. So, all right. So before I turn it over to John, I want to give you guys a chance to go straight there and buy. A bunch of guys are like, hey, just give me the link. So pricing. Here's how it breaks down on pricing. We actually had a guy during one of our live help sessions again, Fred Palmer. He said, hey, you guys are great. Nobody goes through as much work as you do to help us be successful. I've bought $10,000 courses that don't measure up to you guys. And so we said, that's awesome, Fred. We appreciate it. Can we use this for our slides? And he's like, dang straight you can. Of course, we had to bleep it out. So he said, yeah, dang right you can use that. So what we did on pricing is we took Fred's advice, and it's going to be just $9,999. No, just kidding. It's not $9,999.
Right. Right.
Although we think it's worth way more.
Well, if
Fred does too. We wanted to make this.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ken.
I'm just laughing. I mean, and you know what? If the fact of the matter is, if you can pop 10 grand a month, it doesn't matter if it's 10 grand. I mean, it doesn't. But that's obviously, we're just laughing at you.
So it's not that much. We wanted to make it affordable and something where people could get in at a reasonable price. So the way we did it is the first month is $14.97, and then every month after that is $2.97. Okay, and again, you get the whole deal: the member area, the leads, the custom platform, and all that type of thing. So to get it right now, before we pass it over to John, go to bypnow.com/mailer. MAILER, and maybe one of the guys will put it in the chat.
I just did. I just did.
Ken threw it in there. Beautiful.
Yeah, and for you guys, BYP of course stands for Boost Your Practice, so it's bypnow.com.
Awesome.
/mailer.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the pricing on it. And I guess the most important thing is for some of you guys that want to do it now before part number 2. Let's talk about the risk-free membership that we provide that we think is super strong. So what we did is, the way we looked at this is we thought, okay, let's assume we're going in to buy a business like this, and this is a business. This is not like some info product or some $17 product thing, or this is like a full business, right? So we said, okay, if you go in to buy a full business, like what would you want in a guarantee? And in our opinion, the best possible guarantee is one where you're pretty much guaranteed to make money, like where it's not going to cost you anything, right? So let me ask this. How many of you guys would stay a member forever, like for a lifetime, if it didn't cost you anything? many of you guys would do that?
Great question.
Right.
Great question.
So everybody, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
the way we structured it is exactly that. Okay, and we said, all right, we're gonna put our money where our mouth is and back up our system. If you join with us and you do the program and you push it for 60 days, okay, and it takes email marketing takes some time to build up. You're going to have some learning. You're going to start to ramp up your mailings. You're not going to want to send out 2 million emails from day one. That's never going to work for you. So there's a little bit of a ramp up process. So if you take that and you work it for 60 days and you're not making at least enough to cover your monthly membership, at least that, then you are doing something wrong. And so we're going to fix that for you. We will personally fix what your problem is. And it's either you just have something set wrong, you're doing something incorrectly or inconsistently, or you need some more data or whatever, and we do that. So that's kind of what we ask. We ask you to commit to us for 60 days, and we will commit to you that it will be profitable. So we think that's a lot better guarantee than, oh, come in and try it out, because we don't need anybody to try this out. Like this, we know it works, and we have members that it works. I mean, there's no trying it out. It's like, do you want to commit to this or not? And so we really want to appeal to the guys that are going to commit to that 60 days and really do it, and then we'll commit to them. And
well, you know what I like. You know what I like about that. What I like about it is the fact that everyone that's going to be doing this is doing it because they want to make money. So it's like, if it doesn't work, you get your money back. That doesn't solve the problem. The problem is you want to make money. So what you're saying is you guys will make money. That's
exactly
the best. That really is the best guarantee ever. It's like you this will work for you, and if you don't make it work yourself, we're gonna fix it for you and make it work for you, and get the results which you want. Hello, that's common sense.
You nailed it, Ken. And some guys I think kind of missed that point initially, and because they're so ingrained with this whole money back thing.
Yeah.
Like, what would you rather have if you really are serious? Your money, you just want to go around and kick the tires and check it out, or do you want to be guaranteed that you're going to be successful with a business that you start? I mean, there's no question a serious person would choose, yeah, I want to make money with this thing. I don't care about coming in and trying something out. So huge point, Ken. I'm glad you brought that up, because sometimes the guarantee here is overlooked how powerful it is. So
yeah, I just got a text from a friend of mine who's a trader in Australia, and he's like, "This was perfect for my business, just absolutely perfect for my business." So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's the great thing is this can work for pretty much any any business. I mean, you guys know emails get to everybody, so it works beautifully. So I don't know, John, you want to come out and we can talk about maybe looking at stats or something, and getting on to the part 2, which is the really cool thing. I had the boring part. John gets to do the awesome part. So.
Well, you did a fantastic job of not making it boring, though.
Yeah, so I'm sure I did. Everybody's just on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, let's give you a virtual applause on that. That was a nice job. Nice job.
Yes, exactly. Let me I'll grab the screen real quick, and we'll go through part 2.
And I love your graphics, by the way, guys. I mean, this is a class act. It's beautiful.
Oh, appreciate that. You thank Luke, because Luke did that.
Nice job.
We'll give him.
Well, I'll ask for another clap later.
Okay. just send lists and leads and money. That's all that matters.
All right. Part 2. Okay. Well, and of course, you said let's check stats. Okay. So let's do that real quick. I don't remember where was it. I think this was the last time that Mark checked. Earlier I had logged in just to follow, so I think we're around that 928.80. Let's see if it's. I mean, it's late at night, so yeah. No, actually we did. So I mean, it's up to 1,092. So yeah, that's money earned live. I don't know. It was at 323.
Wow.
We'll see if it's.
So from 928 to 1020. It's another $100. Actually, another $150. That's great inside of an hour. That's all right.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you can be sitting there watching Mod Squad make $150. I'm good for that. Let's go do it.
Yeah, there you go. Now this one didn't jump quite as much. This one, like I said, have been performing great today. Normally, I mean, it's like anything, guys. Earnings go fluctuate, depends on the offer and stuff. But still, 325, plus, I mean, it'll be over 1,500 just on those two campaigns. So, um, and the great thing is, I mean, we won't tell you what's. I mean. we let's just say that you can make a lot more than that, but we'll try to keep this reasonable. Okay. So that being said, let's talk about part two. What is part two? What is so exciting that we said you're going to double your money? Now look, I know you don't know me that well. Ken knows me a little bit better, and I'm not the kind of person that just makes predictions and things like that. But I'm making a prediction right now, and I want you to, get out a piece of paper and write this down, because what I'm about to show you, although it may seem obvious, when you start thinking about it, and I think it will to you, but it's not going to be obvious when you first see it. It's going to be responsible for the next wave of either affiliate and or millions of dollars being made in your own business. Okay, and it's that important what I'm about to share with you, that if you're not paying attention to it, I mean, literally starting today, you're going to miss the boat, because the way internet marketing works, it always comes in waves. There's always things that come, and those that are early and actually pay attention, they ride that wave and they make a lot of money, and then they wait for the next wave and they catch that one. I mean, just like surfing, right? You don't want to get pounded by the wave and be on the tail end of this. All right. So, all right, that's enough hype. What am I talking about? Well, let me show you. Since you understand this is email, well, actually, let me log in here real quick. That was logged in before. So you understand that this is email. Well, let's just take we'll just take one of these recent broadcasts here, and let's look at the statistics. Okay, and this is actually not even as strong. We've seen them stronger, but it proves the point. When we were sending out email, when we made the screenshots that we showed you with $1.7 million, we were sending out emails. We were not tracking device types. Okay, and what I mean by that is we weren't tracking that people were opening their emails, where they were opening them. Were they opening them on a computer or a laptop? Were they opening on a tablet like an iPad? Or were they opening on their phone? We just were tracking opens, and we were tracking clicks. All right. Now, how many of you guys right now are tracking whether or not they're opening it on a computer or on a mobile device? Is anybody tracking that when they send out emails?
Boy, I know I'm not.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, even though what I'm about to tell you might seem obvious, no one is doing it. And so what we started doing was this. We started actually tracking based on device types. And what we found, and like I said, this is actually even low compared to a lot of the broadcasts, but it still proves the point. It may be hard for you guys to read this, but basically this top opens is computers or laptops. The other is tablets, and then the third is mobile devices like iPhones, and Android smartphones. Well, hopefully you can read these percentages, but basically 3.38% of the opens or of the emails sent were open on a mobile device versus 1.37% or 74 opens on a computer. Now this was only 5,000 sent. Now look here, 94 clicks or 1.74% versus 37 clicks from a computer. So 94 from a mobile, 37 for a computer.
Wow.
Why does that matter? Well, and Ken, you probably already know the answer here, as a lot of people do, but have you guys ever opened your email on the phone, clicked a link, went to a page that looked like garbage on your phone, you couldn't read it, did you stay there and really try and make sense of it, or did you just bail and go back
You bail.
to do whatever? Yeah.
You bail, or you think, okay, I'll get to it when I get back to my computer, and then you never do. Well, at least
And then you never do.
Right.
Boom, you nailed it right there.
Right.
So people do that. I'll go back. Well, there's actually a statistic that says 80 only I think it's 82%. 82% of the people only look at their emails one time on their mobile phone and never see it again. So they don't go back to their computer and look at it. I mean, basically, if you get an email that's very important, that's the other 18%. But marketing emails and things like that, you get one shot to make a good impression. Okay. Well, so the point of that is this: if you're not giving somebody the right experience when they click a link from an email that they receive from you on their mobile phone, and that goes to a mobile optimized landing page, you're basically you're losing money. And that's why I say that this one little piece of information is going to make millions of dollars for people that actually pay attention to it over the next 18 months or so. All right, so do I have any stats to back that up? All right, well, let me just show you. So what we did is, we started noticing, and we didn't realize it was going to be as significant as what it actually is. Once we started actually tracking, we did a test, and we've done it since then, and it basically it's proven out every time. But look at these numbers, and you guys can read this. But basically, here's the deal: we sent out 80,000 emails to twice. Okay, one of the tests did not have what we call a mobile redirect, and I'll explain that in a minute. And one did. Okay, now the difference is the one without the mobile redirect made $769, which is still good. Okay, but compare that to sending out and doubling the amount of money that you made from the exact same number of emails. The only difference is we said with a mobile redirect. Well, what does that mean? What is a mobile redirect? Okay, well, here, let me show you. This is how simple it is to double your money in our system. We actually implemented something called mobile redirects into our platform. And the way it works is you'll see one link here, okay? This one link actually represents two links. And those two links are one link that goes to a desktop offer, or what would look good on a regular computer or laptop, and then a mobile optimized link. So this can be an affiliate link that is basically goes to a mobile offer, or it could be a site that you have for your own product that you mobile optimized. Okay, so it doesn't matter, but the point is that our system with one link will detect the type of device, and if they're on something that should be sent to a computer, it will send them to this link right here. If when they click on the link in your email and it detects that they're on a mobile device, it will send them to this link right here. Well, that's all we did. We basically used that one little technology tweak and this one link in our email. We used that into our second blast here. And because it was a mobile optimized landing page, our mobile conversions went from 9% in the first blast to 21%. So you can see that on the desktop system, our conversion rate was the same. That made no difference. But the mobile optimized, because it was mobile optimized, I mean, it more than doubled its conversion rate, which added $1,500 instead of $628. Does that make sense, Ken?
That's excellent. That's really great. We don't do that. We obviously should be doing that. That's huge.
It is huge. I mean, it really is, and you're absolutely right. No one does it, and as a matter of fact, to our knowledge, we're the only email platform right now that even pays attention to this. Like I haven't, and that actually allows you to detect inside the platform from a click whether or not they're on a mobile device and send them to a different URL if you want to. We're the only. I mean, Ken, we're marketers. I mean, we're technologists and we're marketers, and we think, okay, how can we maximize every single click the best way we can? Send them to the right offers, send them the best pages, whatever. And I'll throw this out there just as another little just to give you an idea of like how market centric we are, we also have something called an unsubscribe pop. So if someone goes to unsubscribe from your list, we actually allow you to create a pop under and give them one more offer before they go.
I love it. That's great. That's
They're
great.
leaving anyway, so you might as well try and get a little bit of money out
That's
of them.
absolutely true. That's really true.
So, you won't see that on Aweber or GetResponse or anything, but like I said, we're marketers. So, every time that someone clicks, that there should be money being made. That's our philosophy. So, we do our best to try and give people that. So anyway, that right there is your $1,000,000 tip. And like I said, if you work with us, I mean, you're going to get more of those, and I'll, obviously, pay attention to that. But I mean, to put it in perspective, I mean, when you do email, you consistently email every day. You start making the money every day. You start looking at numbers not on a daily basis, but on an annual basis. And the difference between making $769 a day versus $1,600 a day, I mean, that's an extra $334,000, and all you do is make one technology tweak, and send them to a mobile optimized page. And look, you don't have to do it. I mean, there's offers out there that already are mobile optimized, and I mean, you just put that affiliate link in there instead of your normal desktop link, and that's it. So anyway, that's free, guys. You get that for free tonight.
That's
So
great. I mean, when I send emails out, and if you guys looked at the email you got from me today, the formatting of it probably stunk. Because I mean, it looks good on the desktop because there's returns in it, but I know on the mobile, as I look at it on my iPhone, it ain't pretty. So yeah,
yeah, absolutely. And so imagine even the landing page, which is even more important, when they go to actually convert on the offer. If that looks horrible on your phone, I mean, you're gone.
yeah.
There's just not going to happen. So, well, let's talk. Since you brought up earlier, Ken, as far as the numbers go, we're going to get into that. A couple quick reminders. We'd love to have everybody, because we know people that are working with Ken. They're going to be some great quality people. We would love to take everybody, but we do have limited spots. So, it's going to be first come, first serve on that. The bonus will end at the end of the webinar, just because we like to keep the data, supply as much as we can. And then the mobile opportunity. Right now, guys, you have pretty much the world is your oyster on that. I mean, you can take advantage of that. Nobody's really paying attention to it. And so you're going to be ahead of the curve if you really will start, working towards that. Okay, let's talk about profits. All right, we just grabbed a couple screenshots, same day basically, and the earnings for that particular day was $2,366. Well, how did we do that, and how did it break down? We sent 70,000 emails for two different campaigns. So we sent 70,000 to one, 70,000 to the other, and so one made $998, one made $1378. Now look, when you're doing email on a commercial email level, 70,000 emails is not a very big list, to be honest with you. So don't worry about the fact if you email like what we teach you, that's not a very big list, and we show you how to get those types of lists. But look, the cost on that, because we pay a cost to help inbox better, is actually $0.00057 per email. So our expense to mail 140,000 emails that day was $79.80. So we traded $80 approximately for $2,286 in profit. That's why I said the profit margins on this it's phenomenal. Never really found anything that's nearly this profitable.
Hey John, there's a
Yeah.
question that I want to jump in with because I think it's helpful, and that is, are you able to run campaigns or market specific campaigns to individual lists or individual niches?
So it's all about the data, right? Um, the If I understand what you're asking, like can we just blast out? Let's say you specifically want to do a niche, because we teach general broad audience CPA marketing, but you certainly can. And I was actually, one of the slides here is going to show you. You can find data available for your niche I mean, and you can blast it. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Like you said, you bought a list. I mean, the data wasn't good,
Yeah.
but I mean, the fact that you found a list, I think you said chiropractors, right?
Yep. Right.
Or so that all it is it's finding the data. Now, here's the thing that you didn't know, Ken,
Mhm.
is when you bought that list,
Yeah.
we show you how to clean it so that you can get rid of hard bounces and get rid of invalid emails and things like that, and get down to what at least should be deliverables, emails that actually would be good, so that when you go out to blast it through our system, you're not getting it's inboxing better, I guess, what I'm trying to say, because
That's
you're not
that's
getting a bunch of
that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. You're absolutely right, because a lot of it is junk and it shows up as junk. Yeah. Now Karamia was asking that question. Jocelyn was asking that question because they're both in the health side of things, so that they would want to be making some
got it.
health oriented offers. Cool.
Sure. No, you can, but that's all about data because
Okay.
like you really would want to just source some specific data for your niche, but it's out there. I mean, pretty much anything that's has a decent market size. I mean, you can get data for. I mean, if it's underwater scuba diving, basket weaving, with only yellow fins, I mean that might be hard, but
Right.
but but most anything that's a decent market size, I mean, you can get data on pretty easy. You just have do a little digging like what we show you how to do.
Excellent.
So anyway, this was just to give you an idea, because once you start doing it, you don't think, hey, I only made $2,000 today, because the way mailing works, as you've seen even today, I mean, once you start mailing, you start making consistent money, and this gives you kind of an idea of just on a monthly basis and an annual basis what's possible, even if you're making $2,000 a day. I mean, this is kind of where you're at. So the question becomes, well, what about the list age and things like that, and how many, can you only mail the list once and still make money and stuff? um, the reason that we showed this particular example was the list that we mailed on that day at that time was 6 months old. We actually had purchased that list 6 months prior. We had mailed it about 100 times prior to that. So I mean, you don't just make money one time from a list. You mail it over and over and over and over. It's an asset for you. Which, I mean, you understand. So it doesn't have to be a brand new fresh list to make you money. So here's the thing. We mailed it at least. We looked at the numbers, and we probably, as we actually didn't go back and count the exact number, but it was around 100 emails, the email blast that we sent out. And based on the numbers, we conservatively made $1,000 every time we sent it. So, was that list laser targeted for the offer that we were sending? I mean, because we sent multiple offers. The answer is no. So, had it been laser targeted, it probably would have made even more money. But we teach, like I said, sort of general CPA marketing. You don't have to have a very specific niche, like I said, but you can. You just have to, get data for that niche. So breaking down and looking at the data costs, because that's the only other cost that you have. You have two costs. You have your sending cost and you have your data cost. How much did the data cost us? Well, we pay 2.5 pennies per lead. So, to buy 140,000 email records, we spent 3,500. Well, look, I know what you're thinking right now. It's like, well, I don't want to spend 30. And Ken, to your point, you wasted, I guess, I think it was $500,
Yep.
because you weren't able to do anything, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So we teach you, uh, don't do that. Sorry.
Thanks. That was a big help.
Yeah. It was a little late, but
Right.
we we didn't spend $3,500 before we had tested the data from this provider, and we already knew based on our tests how profitable that data was going to be. That's why we spent $3,500 on it. We didn't do it reverse. We didn't say, oh, let's just go waste $3,500 and buy 140,000 records because that sounds like a great idea. No, we don't do that. You do it the reverse way. You start with a small test, and then if that's profitable, you do a bigger test, and if that's profitable, then you make a bigger purchase for a larger list. And at that point in time, we knew we were going to be profitable from that data. And as a matter of fact, to the tune of, at this point, just for that one list, you can see the numbers. 100,000, we paid 3,500. I mean, we had made almost 96,000 $500, that one list and the blast that we sent out. Okay, so I mean that's why we say, you don't need to spend 3,500 up front. If you don't have it, there's two great things. One, like I said, you don't start with 140,000. With us, you'll start with 10,000 if you join now. And the other thing is you can do rev share deals. There are ways that you can actually, uh, get data. We have students that one student got a 500,000 records, and he's doing a rev share deal. We have another that's got like 250,000 records or whatever, and basically they're mailing for the list owner, and they're splitting the profits, so it costs them nothing for the data. And so we recommend not doing that if you can afford it, because you'll make more money in the long run. If we were rev sharing, we would have only made 50,000. But anyway, so that hopefully that gives you guys some ideas about the profits and stuff. Here's just a couple screenshots from a spreadsheet from one provider that we were testing out, just to give you an idea of how much data he had. And this wasn't even everything; it was just basically cut up a couple of one of his spreadsheets. But I mean, 2 million records that was 3 months old. He had another source that was 15,000 a day, 10,000 a day. I mean, getting data. I mean, if you're in the investor space, I mean, look, 2 million records you could get for 2 cents a piece. It was 3 months old, but it still should be. It's if you test it and it works, it doesn't matter. Sometimes paying more for data is better. Like this, even though this is like 25 cents a record, if you're making doubling or tripling your profits, what difference does it make? You're paying 25 cents and you're making 75 cents to a dollar. How many times can you do that? So so anyway, that's just kind of an example. I think at this point we can take questions, Ken, and I can we can go through anything that people want to do or whatever.
Okay.
So
we've actually been doing well so far, so you guys can pop in with questions. And I've been interrupting you because there's been so much excitement here. The part of the question was relative to getting the lists and playing with niches, because a lot of my guys are kind of niche specific or niche
Okay.
specific. So in terms of the training and for them to be able to know how to access targeted lists, where are we on that?
As far as getting targeted lists, is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. They for example, Karami is interested in natural health, so she's asking,
Okay.
are there good CPA offers for natural health, so she can get into that, and of course, she wants to know where she would find the data for that.
All right, sure. So, well, let's take a look. By natural health, let me pull this up first.
And Karami, if you have some more specifics, pop them in the chat. Same thing with you, Jocelyn.
Yeah.
And for all the rest of you, just feel free, just jump in and let's talk about it.
Let me just throw a comment in. I don't know how quote natural she how natural she goes, but the largest CPA offers right now are green coffee and Garcinia. So if that gives you an idea, and I mean, I'm talking, when I say largest CPA offers, that means they're doing millions, tens of millions of dollars every single day. So it's a huge non-drug based supplements. So there you go.
I mean, those are the two that are sponsored. I mean, now, so by natural health, I mean, give me a product or something like that 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 she's into. I mean, there are companies, I think Market Health, and I mean, there's all kinds of companies that have products.
Yeah, I was thinking Market Health also. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of products that you can find.
And think about it, guys. You pull out a product that relates to them, and then add your branding to some of that marketing, and now you're building a list. So yeah, you can get paid on the CPA side of thing, but follow it up, since you already have the list, and you can mail as much as you want. People that responded to that, who they responded to, because these guys can follow the data. So people that responded to that offer, you can go back with a personal email or whatever. This is, because you like this, kind of like with Amazon, right? You can go back and say, because you like this, how about that?
Yeah, I mean, here's their, you know, I mean, this is just one company. I mean, and I'm not recommending them necessarily. I mean, they've got, products and things, but I mean, these are email offers. So, I mean, you can, if there's anything along these lines, that you're interested in, anti-aging, treatments, digestion, looks
This
like
is
colon.
you want to build a wellness program, which we'd want to do. I mean, absolutely for my business, this is Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they basically have every offer, and then multiple countries too. I mean, like most of the data that we give you is U.S. based, but I mean, they have offers for other countries, in this stuff as well. Um, but I mean, and you can find data for any country. It's just that we focus on the U.S., so that's the data that we have. But yeah, I mean, listen, if there's, like I said, if it's a market, there's offers out there that either are CPA or at least affiliate offers, that you can find.
I just saw
Um,
joint health for cats and dogs. I love it. I mean, that's just
there
great,
you
man.
go.
That's just great,
Yeah,
and they'll buy. They'll
right there.
that's fine. Can you guys listen? Can you guys? I want you to just pop in the chat. Talk to me here for a minute. Can you guys see the potential in this for you, where this can not just make money for you from a make money standpoint, but can also, there we go, joint health for cats and dogs. Do you see where this can build your business? And the cool thing is, you get paid for doing it. So you run a test. I mean, think about the strategy here. Run a test by take the 10,000 emails you get immediately, right? Send out, for example, Karamia, send out an anti-aging one. All right, people that respond, you know that they're how they're responding because the system's running through that automatically. You can it will optimize for you. But in addition, you know who's responded to that offer, who clicked through on that email. Is that now a targeted person that you can go after individually with an offer for your own stuff, or an invitation to your newsletter or to your podcast, or to coming into Caramia World, which is what I'm calling your customer bit or prospect list? What a great way to prospect for you, targeted. Same thing for you, Manju. How do you find list data or list for India? There, I let's talk about it. But and Manju, I wouldn't even limit yourself to India. I mean, bottom line is you can market, because Manju's based in India. You can market anywhere in the world. But let's
Yeah.
talk about that. Let's talk about that. Are you familiar, John, with any list that might be India based?
Oh, well, basically, we teach you how to look. There's some keywords that once you know how, like, sort of how to unlock, it's like anything. Once you know the language of what you're searching for, you simply, and the places that you go to search, I mean, it just starts showing up.
Yeah.
And I know that's a cryptic answer, um, but
It's true though.
honestly,
It's true though.
but honestly, yeah, I mean, it's really, that's all it is. When you're buying or doing anything, it's really just learning the language of that,
Yeah.
you know, that niche or whatever.
Yeah.
And once you know the right things to ask, the right questions to ask, I mean, data is not, there's data providers out there all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
It,
and we teach you, um, we don't teach you, like, because if we gave you 10 sources and that's all we did was give you like 10, I mean, you would be limited. We don't do that. We teach you the process of what we do to go and source data and how we find it ourselves. We give you, a couple recommended sources, but truthfully, we just teach you the process because there's so much out there. Once you do the searching in the right place, I mean, you can find anything you want. It
yeah.
does take a little digging. Like, I actually, not when I say that, I mean, it actually takes you going and typing it in the search boxes and then contacting for somebody. You know, you don't just go to a website and say, I want to buy data, for India. I mean, actually you can on a few of them, but some of the best data is actually a little bit where you just actually do a little bit of work and,
Yeah.
and type in a search term and
and we're
contact the person.
dealing internet, guys. I mean, okay, so I'm in Thailand, and John's in, just outside of Atlanta, and you guys are wherever you guys are. The fact is that as long as you're online, you're making money anywhere in the world. That's the beauty of this business. It's 100% portable. Jason, you asked the question, and it's funny. Before you put the question in the question box, I was waiting for John to finish so I could talk about you for a minute. Um, because Jason, I can't wait to monetize you. I got to tell you, my friend, we are so excited about what you're doing. John, Jason's got like a 50,000 follower YouTube channel. Okay, I mean, so
Oh wow.
right, so I mean,
Yeah.
so with you and what you're doing with cooking and everything, running offers that are cooking related, good God, I mean, that's massive, absolutely massive with what you can do with this. I mean, this is huge leverage for you, huge
Or
leverage for you.
just even sending out large scale blasts to people to come get acquainted with the YouTube videos is another fantastic way to increase that subscriber count and start to monetize your YouTube channel. So that works as well.
I mean, I just did a quick search for cooking. I mean, which you can get a lot more creative than I did. But just, I mean, here's a list of offers. And I'm not saying all of these you want to promote, but I mean, they pay out $48 for someone to, get a deep fryer, I guess, and then, there's a Ninja cooking system pays $35. Um, I mean, there's all kinds of offers just around cooking that you can get paid for. So, Slice-O-Matic. I mean, obviously you want to be, if you have that kind of follower base, I mean, you don't want to just promote anything. But I mean, point is there's 3 pages of offers just when I type in this word cooking, and that's just on OfferVault. I mean, there's other sites like OfferVault too. So, I mean, yeah, it's, you shouldn't have a problem at all.
Yeah, I'm going to give you something else, you guys. This is something that okay. With my list, John, I kind of tell them everything, and I'm pretty transparent because I'm them and they're me, and I'm just a few steps ahead, so they get to learn
Right.
from my blood. So okay, so how many of you guys? Let me ask a question. How many of you guys have bought PLR product, private label rights product, that that you could brand yourself and sell, and probably never sold any of it? You just got it. It's sitting on your hard drive somewhere, but it's yours. I mean, you can just brand it with your own name or brand or whatever, and you haven't sold any of it, or haven't sold much of it, or really done nothing. Let me see. Let me see. Come on, you can admit it because I'm going to admit it right now. I've got tons of them, tons. Well, how about if you just put something together really quick with that, updated a little bit, and ran the offer, ran the email out through Cobra Mailer. Through you're already running other people's offers. Run some of your own stuff and monetize some of the stuff that's been sitting there, taking hard drive space and making you feel like, gee whiz, I'm never going to make this work because I got all this stuff and haven't done anything with it. Now you have a better shot at getting it marketed because you already got the list built in for you, and there you go. So there you can, while you can still sell other people's stuff and CPA stuff, you can still sell your own once you know that the list is being responsive to it. This is great. This is absolutely great.
it it gives you traffic basically, right, Ken? I mean, it's really, I mean, what we're selling is teaching people how to generate their own traffic
My God,
without,
absolutely, absolutely.
going through pay per click and stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
that's really what we're talking about.
yeah.
And you had asked earlier about, what can you make, with a 5,000 email blast. This is just an example of one that we did during a live help session. Um, we sent out 5,001 emails, it looks like. Um, we had 300 opens, 143 clicks, 30, made almost, well, $69.30 is what it looks like. So, I mean, this is not, I'm not saying you're going to make that money, but, I mean, but that's possible. I mean, it can vary. It really does depend on the data, but, I mean, this wasn't anything special. I mean, it was just 5,000 records that we had from one of our providers. So, I mean, it wasn't like this was, all of a buyer's list, or, I mean, it was just 5,000 email records. So the point is, based on the offer and things like that, but this just gives you an idea of what's possible. And as a matter of fact, we've actually done better than this. I mean, we've had $100 from, earned from 5,000 email records from one blast. The goal is, like, let's just, I mean, to give you an idea, let me break it down. Because there's a couple of things, and there's really only 3 things, but I want to be transparent with everybody. When they come in, we always tell them, the costs, all right? And I'm going to make this bigger so you guys can see it. There are 3 things that we can't give you in that and the cost of our system, because we're not a registrar and things like that. You will need a domain name, and we recommend two. So I want you to make sure you budget $25, for that. If you don't already have hosting, you will need hosting, but it's not because you're going to build a website. You just need a place to put your domain name, because you need someone to mail or something to mail from, like ken@mydomain.com or byop.com or whatever. So you'll need hosting, $12 a month, and then and like I was telling Ken earlier, there is a way that we teach you a service to help you clean your data, and that service runs about $25 a month. So you need to budget this additional amount of money when you come in.
That's cheap,
just
by
so
the
you
way.
can.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
That data cleaning, my God. The last year I had the minimum I could do was 1 million in terms of the
Yeah.
company I used, and it was I think it was $300 to do that.
Oh, 100. Okay, you just. I mean, you're kind of perfect, because you sort of have experienced a lot of the pain,
Oh
and we've
yeah.
solved the
Yeah,
problems.
I mean, my God.
Because
So, I'm serious. I'm serious. I
it,
mean, I did this with David Eisner. We teamed up together because he had like 20,000 names, and I had, I don't know, I had a big ass list, and we put it together because it was ridiculous what it was going to
yeah,
cost.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the here's the thing. I mean, that I will tell you that is for basically cleaning 25,000 records. So
yeah,
it's not a unlimited. But the
yeah.
point is what you just said. There's no other, like, we made a special deal with this company.
Mm.
One, they're the best at removing spam traps that we've seen. Number two, they worked with us so that we said, look, we've got a lot of people, but their minimums were $250 a month originally. But
Wow.
we said, look, they don't want to pay $250. They don't have 1 million records. I mean,
Yeah.
they're coming in with 10,000 records. What can you do? And they said, well, okay, at $25 a month, we'll let them clean 25,000 records, unlimited cleanings for 25,000 records.
That's
So,
great. That's
um, you know,
great.
yeah. So I mean, we just try to make everything affordable, but they still need it, as you know.
Mm.
Um, so anyway, there's those are the three things. The only other thing to keep in mind from a budget standpoint is there is a cost to sending email. Even though we have the platform, we pay. We teach you to use a third-party service in conjunction with our platform to help you inbox better. They charge. It averages out to this. It's not like you pay per email, but it averages out. You buy it kind of in bulk, or like 10,000 cents or whatever. It averages out to 0.0057 dollars per email. But here's the thing: we again didn't want to nickel and dime you when you're starting out and learning. So you can send up to 8,000 per day emails per day for free. Okay, so until you start scaling above that, there's no additional cost. So I mean, we tried to minimize every cost, knock down every hurdle that we could, and and so we felt like this was fair, because people could really start making some money, seeing results, and then when they want to scale their business, then that's the only time. And trust me, you don't mind paying this little fee when your margins are so good, like what I showed you. So I mean, it's really not an expense. It's just part of doing business. So that's it. I mean, that's really all there is to any extra fees and things like that. So hopefully that's usually a question, is are there any other fees? So I just want to go ahead and kind of address that real quick about that.
Well, John, I did a little bit of math, just like real quick on the sketch pad here, and if you ran it just at 8,000, so there's no additional fees, you're already providing 10,000 emails. So if you ran just eight, so that we don't get caught up into any additional expense, and your numbers were $60 on average income or revenue based on 5,000 that we were looking at before on that sheet. Yeah, there you go. You're 69.30 based on 5,000. Okay, so I just said, okay, figure 60. So I've just figured, okay, with earning 8,000 emails, call it $90 a day. $90 a day times 30 days in a month, if you ran it every day, is $2,700 a month,
Yeah, yeah,
consistent, without
yeah.
without growing the list.
Right, exactly. Now, and I mean, our goal, truthfully, and that's why we have the guarantee that we do, is that what we give you, the 8,000, the ability to send 8,000 emails per day,
Mm,
the data that we give you, stuff like. Our goal is for you to be able to basically pay for the system
mm,
on a monthly basis, so there's no cost to you,
yeah,
and that's what we said.
yeah,
I mean, obviously it really all depends on the data and the offers that you're mailing and what you're going to make. So I mean, we can't control that. Like you might send some good data, but some horrible offer with some bad email. Well, we can't control that. So I mean, we can't promise anybody money. But what we can do is say that, that's why we stand behind our guarantee. We feel confident that just by what we give you, if you can't make $10 a day,
mm,
which is really what it boils down to,
right,
ten
right,
dollars a day,
right.
then from what we give you, then you're doing something really, really wrong.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's backtrack this for a second because this is something I know, John, you probably already done, but for everybody, here's just something that would be kind of obvious to me. All right, and we teach this in all of our weekend training. So just as we talk about clicks and what you need to do in terms of how many articles to write or post or this or that, let's take a look at how many emails you need to send out, and we would just back into this, and we're not going to run the math here, but think with me for a second. If you want to make $10,000 a month, okay, then how many emails do you need to send every day? Plain and simple. If we just looked at 8,000 a day, just off my little raw math, looking at John's stats here, 8,000 a day was going to bring in about $2,900 again, based on what he's showing on the screen and just my running some basic math. So if that's the case, you would be mailing 8, 16, 24, probably about maybe 25 or 26,000 emails a day to make 10 grand a month. In my head, I'm doing this. That's not a
Yeah,
lot to. That's
yeah,
not a lot to do, guys.
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And actually, that was the example I was going to do, and I kind of got sidetracked.
That's
Um,
okay. I'm just doing
yeah,
this. I'm
thanks.
doing this in my head. It's just
Yeah.
and here's the
So,
and if you can do it in your head, it works. you know.
well, so this is kind of what we say. I mean, because like I said, we obviously we know exactly what we're doing. I mean, and you're coming in, and people are going to learn, and so you're not going to get the. I doubt very seriously you're going to achieve the results that we're getting all right out of the gate. But I mean, you're going to achieve results. I mean, we're confident of that. But here's the thing. Um, and that's why we say give us 60 days, because we know, it's going to take, there's things you got to learn and all that stuff. So, but the point is if you do want to make, let's just say get it to $10,000 per month,
Mhm.
you break that down. You don't think about on a monthly basis, and you do the math like what you did. You break it down on a daily basis, and you need to make $334 per day.
Right.
And so what we tell you um, is basically when you're sending consistently between 50 and these are higher numbers than what you just said, but
Yeah.
that's just to give you some buffer. When you're
Yeah.
sending between 50 and 100,000 emails per day, um, you should be making this if you're sending offers that convert, at a minimum. I mean, just as you saw today, I mean, we're way above $334 a day. And we sent out, well, we sent out more than 100,000, but it wasn't much more. So, that's the point, is like, this is really the range. Once you're in this range, achieving this kind of money on a daily basis is definitely achievable.
Yeah. So
And like, it could be less, but I mean, that's a good safe buffer, a good safe range.
it works for me. And so let me ask you one other question. To this: how much time is involved in putting this together? If I'm going to run 50,000 emails a day, and I'm assuming I'm going to run a couple different campaigns rather than just one campaign, so I can diversify.
Yeah, I would. I
Yeah.
would run a few.
Yeah. I
So,
would.
so here's the thing. When we set up this system, we knew people had full-time jobs, and we wanted them to be able to not to take 8 hours a day. So the training that we set up it's 90 minutes is what we consider a day. So we basically say, all right, if you're willing to put 90 minutes, maybe some days 2 hours, 120 minutes into your business on a daily basis, then you should be able to really get to this level. It may, like I said, it may take you, it may take you full 60 days or whatever. I don't know, but I mean that's kind of the point. And not like you're going to go from 0 to 334. I mean, you're going to be making money. You know, the idea is that you'll make money along the way. You know, as you send more mail out. But this is really what we're expecting people to put in. Now, you may want to put in more, and obviously you get more results quicker or whatever. But this is kind of what we're asking for that 60 days, and not 7 days a week. But I mean, you know, 5 days a week, you need to be at least putting in, you know, hour and a half a day on your business.
Yeah, that's logical. And guys, if you're thinking about, you know, why would it, what's the learning curve? The bottom line is you may send out an email that doesn't respond. You know, that's why it's called creative. You know, I send out emails. I think, man, I think this is like the best email ever, and it works like garbage. People don't click through. People don't open it. Whatever. I mean, so you're going to be testing along the way. I mean, the nice thing is that 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 my three wise men here are going to send you a campaign that they're already using, so that they've already done a lot of the legwork for you, so you can have a campaign that works. But you're not going to be running just their campaign. You're going to run your campaigns in your marketplaces, and I want you to do that. I want you to be able to leverage this and build your business with it. Not just make money. Making money is great, yes, but I want you to build a longer term business and let this be your foundation. So, you know, if you've been, your question has been, how do I build my business? How do I build my client base? How do I get them to come into my world? This is the way to do it. But you're going to keep fine tuning, and you're going to test, and that's why the analytics are so important. I mean, I love what you were doing with analytics. So that's going to be
Yeah,
important. You know, so no,
yeah,
you're
we've
not going to
got
hit
it
it out.
built in.
Yeah, you're not going to
Sorry,
hit
Ken.
it. It's okay. No, you're not going to hit it out of the park first time around. I mean, and I shouldn't say that. You might, but you won't know until you test it and keep testing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I love what this is, and I mean, and I'm excited because I can see so many things that we're doing. I mean, you know, we've got a LinkedIn program that we're doing the same kind of thing with, and so we're doing the same kind of thing on social media. I've not found anything email wise that makes a whole bunch of sense until like right now. So I think for all of you, this is a great way to leverage your time and build your fundamental business. And once you, to me, you know, once you know what you're doing, John, you can have an assistant get email out for you, right? I mean, you do the creative, you tell,
Oh,
you know, you can
yeah.
outsource this. Yeah,
Eh, yeah, you could outsource it, and you can also set it up ahead of time. So I mean, you know, I mean, literally, once you get some offers and creatives at work, I mean, the 90 minutes is not really needed. Um, that's only when you're probably going to write new creatives and things like that. I mean,
yeah.
it's not. Some days you don't even have to spend more than 5 minutes setting up if you
Yeah,
want.
and that's why I want you to think about your focus. I mean, this is strategic for you. Okay, this is not a distraction from your main business. This is the foundational way of bringing traffic into your main business and paying for it, because this will cover the cost of everything you're doing to bring people in the door that you may never have brought in any other way. Don't replace what you're currently doing. Add to what you're currently doing, and this will support it. I love this. So let me ask you guys, how many of you guys are want to play with this? And I'll give you the link again. Someone's asking me for the link again. Let me put it back in
I
the
keep
chat.
covering it up too. Let me
Yeah,
make
and
sure I
that's right.
uncover
I'll
it.
put it in here right now. I'll put it in the chat too. But you want to give, definitely want to give this a shout. It's bypnow.com/mailer. BYP of course stands for Boost Your Practice. So I mean, even if, think about this: if you're a chiropractor, and I love chiropractors and I love my wellness professionals, to start bringing in new patients, you get a geographic list for your area for people that are interested in wellness, okay, or in health, and you start sending offers out, and you're going to get paid for that. And the people that respond, you now can send a free offer to come in for, you know, free for free fitness evaluation or whatever, free back evaluation. Bam, it's done. You know, this can completely fill the funnel for your business just for this. Just for this. I mean, John's going more general. I tend to be real specific. So and I want to tailor this to you and to what your business is. But even if you
Right.
didn't even know what you wanted to be when you grew up, you know, even if you're just like, I just want to send something out and make money today, I can't think about whether I want to, you know, target cigar smokers or target, you know, hunters, you know, or fishermen. You can do all of it, you know. I mean, whatever you want is whatever hobby you like. You can play with it and test it. That's the cool thing. So John, I love this. I really, really love this. This has massive, massive, massive potential.
Just
Well,
to
go ahead.
to uh, to speak to that, Ken. I mean, as far as what we do, we stick to the giant general markets, general interest.
Okay.
We don't, and that's the beautiful thing with that. Like you said, if you have somebody that doesn't have an existing business or whatever, I mean, sticking with general interest offers like we do with auto insurance. I mean, we mail, for example, auto insurance to lists of people that opted in for education offers, that list of people that opted in for jobs and sweepstakes and travel and whatever. The cool thing about not really knowing what you're going for is if you stay general, you can scale huge beyond any niche, and you can buy any list you want. And if the offer is working and it's working well enough, you can scale and pretty much buy every list you can get your hands on. And that's how you get up to $1 million, $2 million, $3 million in a year, is by being able to scale like that. If you don't have an existing business to drive leads in, and obviously a chiropractor or a plastic surgeon or something
Yeah.
is going to be able to drive a couple clients in locally and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Somebody who doesn't have that type of a business could stick generalized and blast huge volumes, which is what we do.
Yeah, and here's the cool thing about it is that as you're saying this, I'm like, okay, the greedy part of Ken says, well, geez, I'm doing the niche for chiropractors. We could just have one of my guys go to the general side of it, which won't take a whole lot of extra work, and run the auto insurance things and run this and run that and pick up another few $100,000 or $1 million a year or whatever, because usually that's nice kind of money, and let that be just another sideline of the fundamentals. I mean, just think about what good you can do with that. I mean, at the end of the day, think about if you want to do a fundraiser for somebody, this could be a huge fundraiser just for some of the causes that you like. Just the auto insurance thing could set up a mission in El Salvador. I mean, it's just the possibilities of this and what you can do with this is huge. Aside from just taking care of you and your family, I just love the whole thought. This is very cool. Very, very cool. So how many of you guys are as excited? I just covered up my questions. I can't see everybody's questions. How many of you guys are as excited as me? I can't even talk. Um, so yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of great comments. Yeah, this will be perfect for your business, Bill. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, same thing with you, John. I mean, it just applying it to what you're doing can be huge. So this is I'm excited. I'm really excited about this.
Well, and I do want to say this, Ken, real quick. I mean, this
Yeah.
is not a scarcity play or anything like that, but I do want to say, I mean, the reason we're on this webinar is for you. I mean, we only, this is not something you can go find on the market. We only do this on webinars for people that I know pretty much, that ask me and, to come and do it. And even then it's only on occasion when we have data and stuff. So, so now is an opportunity. If you do miss it, I mean, don't be mad at Ken.
Don't
That's all
blame
I'm
me.
saying.
Don't blame me. And
Yeah.
yes, and yes, we're recording it because we know that people have already asked that can't be on it, and so on. I've been getting all sorts of Skype messages. Are you recording this? So yeah, it will be available. But understand, you want to grab this now while you can, while data is available and so on. I'm going to be using it. No question about that. You guys know I like automation. I will totally be using it for my niches, and I can tell you that as I build a giant wellness thing. I've got a couple of JV partners I'm working on in wellness. We will take some of those leads and we will sell those leads to wellness people too. I mean, there's just a massive way to monetize this beyond what these guys are even telling you about right now. I mean, because we could be here for hours talking about what the potential is. So go ahead and get started with me, because like I said, I'm doing it, and I want you guys to do it too if it resonates for you. This isn't for everybody, but to me, it's for definitely if somebody wants to build a business. So once again, that link is bypnow.com/mailer, MAILER, because it's the mailer that's going to be doing the magic for you. And play, join us. This will be totally, totally cool. And if you know anybody that is needing to build their business, bring them on too. I mean, this is huge stuff. Absolutely huge. Richard, with what you're doing, perfect for you. Same thing with you, Manju and Mark. I mean, it's just I just see massive potential. If you've been trying to get a message out, this is kind of the easy way to do it. It's a fast way to also, for those of you that need breathing room, and I mean economic breathing room. It's a great way to start taking care of that, so you can really focus on some of the other stuff that you've been wanting to do that you haven't felt you had the freedom to do. I just look at this as a way of being foundational, especially when you talk about, going general, with just like auto insurance deals and so on. If you can bring in, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month just on an auto insurance, or stop smoking, or what's that fake cigarette thing now that everyone's buying and making big money on, um, that takes care of your foundational cost of living, and the rest of it's just building on your passion. I mean, huge freedom that brings you. So, any other
Awesome.
questions? I'm guys. I'm really excited. So, Jason's asking, is it 1497 plus 297? Trying to read this question. Um, Either
It
or for the, yeah.
it's 14.97 for the first month, and then it drops to 20% of that after 30 days. So it's only, the first month's only 14.97. Then after that, it's trying to get that down there. Then it's after 30 days later, then it's not 297, and so hopefully you can see that there.
I
So
can't see
that's
it.
actually the
Oh,
price in there.
oh,
Um,
there it is. Okay,
so
there it is.
yeah,
Cool.
it's not 14.97 plus 297 your first month. It's just 14.97 for your first month. Then 30 days later, it drops to 20% of that price, and it stays there. We don't raise it. We haven't raised it. Uh, we've actually our first people that ever came in the system was November, and that from my list, I invited some people on, and that was November of last year. And the pricing, I mean, we haven't raised it, even though we've rebuilt the platform since then, because we were using the first version of our platform that we built. We've rebuilt the platform. We've added features. I mean, we have full-time developers. I mean, the costs for us are really have gone up, but we've kept the price the same for our members. So,
Awesome.
so anyway, we have full intention of, if you come in, you're grandfathered in at that price. So.
Awesome. John, do me a favor. See if give us the rest of the screen below that, because people are asking about what else is included. Karami is asking
Yeah,
about
here, I'll move
the
that.
training and stuff, and you might want to address
Yeah.
the training a little bit for Karamia. She has a
Yeah, I'll
question in there.
show them. Let me just go ahead and show you.
Okay.
I'll log into
Okay.
the
Because and I know
members area.
everyone's getting
So,
10,000 leads. Was I don't remember in terms of what each month. Um,
so
there we go.
5,000 leads every month
Okay.
is
There you
what they get, but they get a bonus 5,000 for everyone that does join while we're on the webinar. Um,
And that's
so that
for the first month for the 10,000.
Yeah, just for the first month. Yeah,
Okay.
because I mean we've got hard costs in that,
Sure.
so
No worries.
we can't
Good
keep.
question. Good question, Anthony. This is web based, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't have to install it. You just get an account and log in, and then everything is inside of this platform. So it's real simple.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
as a matter
Anthony,
of fact,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say Anthony's asking about running on a desktop. Anthony, you wouldn't want to run it on your desktop because you want it in the cloud. It's going to run faster and better for you, and
Yeah,
you won't have limitations. Sorry, John, I cut you off.
yeah. You don't want to run it on your desktop for sure.
Oh my God, no.
The biggest thing that we've got, yeah, is whenever you come in, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to watch the welcome video, but then the welcome video is going to tell you to go to the getting started section. There's only 6 steps. Literally, there's 3 steps. This is 70 minutes of video training. That's it. So I mean, you can do that in your first day, and it sets you up for your first email after the 3rd video. So it doesn't take long to get your first email out. Literally, you're doing it on the 2nd day, and by day I mean 90-minute session. So by second 90-minute session, you're sending your first email, and then we teach you do your second one and do your third. You're watching us do this live in these videos, and you're just following along and you're doing what we do. And then so I mean, there's not a lot of training to get going. We teach you everything in these steps. The only thing is after that, the procedure, then you want to start educating yourself. So we've got some training that we want you to watch, like deadly sins and common mistakes that people make. So watch that. And we just different things that will educate you. We teach you about data. This is how you go out and start sourcing your own data. This is about affiliate offers if you want to do that. And we teach you like what kind of affiliate offers work well and that kind of stuff. And then for those that want to accelerate faster to earn more, but they may have money to invest in data and stuff like that, we have an accelerated sending guide that teaches you how to move faster if you want. So I mean, that's the training. We got tutorials. Under the resources, we've got the CPA networks that we work with. I mean, just all kinds of all the help sessions are recorded and put here. So everything is there, for you. So I mean, anyway, this is the members area and training.
Awesome. Now, and John, in terms of the help and upcoming training and so on, are you doing monthly calls, weekly calls? How is that working out for people that have questions along the way?
We do them. Yeah, we do. Right now, we've been doing about 2 live help session webinars per month. We try to do them every 2 weeks or so, and and people can just get on, and then we just go through and answer their questions, live.
The
We have
answer
a support desk.
cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, so the answer to Karami's question is yes, you can get personal help, and that's what those calls are for.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we answer just the personal issue questions on those calls. We also have a support desk where it's not just an outsourcer that we hire to do like simple. It's actually someone that mails, understands mailing and things like that, and they actually do our support. So when you send a support ticket, I mean, you're not just getting some person that has no clue responding. I mean, they actually know the system. They mail on the system, and so we just pay them additional to do support, and so they're the ones that actually do that, and you'll get a response. I mean, within we say within 24 hours because I mean it varies. I mean sometimes it's a lot faster than that, but just to be safe, usually you get a response within 24 hours.
Cool.
If it's a mailing issue.
Cool. Candace is getting concerned. She's like, if you don't want to do, what about your desktop? Did I hear incorrectly? Candace, the program and the software and everything is online. It's in the cloud. You will access it from your laptop or desktop, but it's not resident on your computer. That's what I'm saying. So, because a lot of people are running email programs on their own computers, and that's a mistake. It'll take longer. You've got connection issues. This is all running in the cloud, so you can schedule it and you set it and forget it. It's running in your sleep while because it's running on their servers, not on yours. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Candace got it now. Okay, cool, excellent. I want to make sure I get everybody set up and sorted out and get going on this. Jason's got it. Okay, awesome, cool. Anybody else? Any other questions here? Are you guys as excited as I am? I see a lot of yeses. Yeah, this is huge, John. I'm blown away. This is great. You guys, Luke, Mark, fabulous job, gentlemen. Really terrific. This is great.
Appreciate that.
I can see how this can help really everybody that's on my list, and I see it a lot better now. I'm going to be changing. I got to tell you, I'm going to be changing my emails in terms of what goes out for anything future that we do, because this I see so much more than we told people about. Just so much more potential here. This is more than make $1,500 a day. This is sort of like how to start your business on autopilot without thinking about it, even if you're like clueless. That's what this is.
Yeah. Well, that's our goal. Truthfully, every member. I mean, that's why it's. I mean, we're not doing launch. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a very private community, and it's invite only, and but our goal is for every member. I mean, we want to see them, get to whatever financial goals that they want to. I mean, so I mean, we use this system, so I mean, we build it for us, and every member just gets the benefit of that, along with we have had some suggestions and stuff that we'll implement as well, but from our members. So I mean, it's just a big community of people that want to make money doing this, and and I say big, but it's not that big, but it's big enough for us at this point.
Well,
we're actually thinking about not even doing any more webinars, so we're kind of at that point where we just want to work with the people that we've got and just keep going there.
Well, before you shut
But anyway, we may
before
do
you
a few more.
yeah, before you shut it down, I want to be able to take it out to the marketplace that I'm going out to on in my Boost Your Practice Pros, because these guys can really use it to and I might even consider saying that we even do something geographic to craft something for them, because I think this could be huge for someone that really wants to start building a practice. And of course I'm going niche, and this is kind of a difference in the way you're doing it, and I'm thinking about it, but I'm thinking about about a niche side. It doesn't matter, you guys. I mean, I don't want you getting wrapped up into my niche mentality. You want to go wide, like I want to call you my biblical three, my John, Luke, and Mark. Go and do that. Absolutely go and do that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm kind of a niche player, but I will tell you that with my first 10,000, I'll go wide. I will absolutely go with an auto insurance and a stop smoking and other things like that. Why wouldn't I do that? That would be ridiculous to not do that. You know what I mean? So you can use it for any way you want, and both. There's nothing stopping it. So, guys, thank you very, 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 very much. Any last questions, everybody? Anything else?
Yeah.
Cool,
Speak
cool.
now.
Yeah, really,
The
absolutely, absolutely.
This is it.
And if there's other you can email me, and I can get to John. But get a spot for this right now. I'm pumped and excited. You'll be seeing me on some of those calls as well. Carmen says, "Thank you. Can you use it to grow a network?" Yeah, Jason, you missed that in the beginning. You'll be able to listen to that. That these guys are talking about just that very thing. You can grow your network marketing business easily.
Yeah.
Karamia support, you can reach me at support@boostyourpractice.com, support@boostyourpractice.com for anything support related, any questions or whatever, and I can get that to John if there's any other questions that you need. Um, but I would encourage you to take action on this and go to bypnow.com/mailer and grab your spot in this. And John, when they sign up tonight, whatever time zone they're in, the process
Yeah.
they're going to go through Infusionsoft, they'll go through your cart, they're getting straight to the members area. Yes.
Yeah, it's immediate. So they'll get access to their account will be created. They'll get access to the mailing platform. There's basically two sites. There's the members area that's the training. They'll get access to that, and then they'll get access to the actual mailing software platform. Now, inside the platform, there's also some additional like just little short videos on the topics, but they don't need to watch those. I mean, they really just watch the members area getting started. But we also have training in the actual platform, like if there's any questions on like what button do I push or what that kind of stuff. So I mean, there's just training throughout everywhere. But the point is the members area covers it through here, the getting started. If you'll just go through that and actually just do those steps, you'll be sending out your email basically you know after your third step. So that's what you
So
that's what you
so
want to do.
effectively, if you're a anal retentive person like me that wants action like today, means that really within the next few hours you could be popping an email out. And if you sleep first, because if you're in America, you could be doing it tomorrow. That's what we're
Yeah.
saying. That's what we're saying. Cool. And,
Yep.
and
That's
probably
it.
you're not going to be sleeping tonight, because the minute you start going through this, you're going to be excited, because I'm really really pumped. And actually, I've got a meeting after this, but after that, I'm ready to jump right in and get my guys going on this. So I've already warned my people, be prepared, because it's just it's logical. It's absolutely logical. And you guys know. I mean, John, really, I'm. This is not BS excitement. This is the Energizer here. I mean, for the live conferences that we do, can you imagine how easily I can start filling some of the live events and some of the podcasts that we're doing? I mean, good grief, this is terrific. And I'll tell you, we tried to do our own mailing thing. We set up our own mail servers. We bought Interspire. That was $500.
Yep.
And by the way, if you were to do something like that, and we did, we the people that we were hosting with, they throttle you at 800 emails an hour. Some may go up to 12, but right now we would be throttled at 800 an hour. It's ridiculous. We tried using Amazon's email platform. They shut us down because they didn't like our email quality. Oh yeah, I mean,
Yep.
I mean, guys, this is not my first role in the park. That's why I'm real excited. And you guys listening, you probably don't have that level of experience that and had the blood on that I have had in trying to master this. But literally, Amazon sent me an email saying, "Great, we removed restrictions, terrific," and then the next day they shut me down. I mean, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So to be able to do what these guys are doing without the elements of hassle, to get past the get response and uh, Aweber's and all this business with any list, and not have spam issues, and not have all that other inbox issues, and have intelligent email sending is amazing. I found a company in the UK. This is about a month ago. And they won't leave me alone. They keep trying to sell me, and the reason why they keep trying to sell me is because they're over $1,000 a month for their services. Over a
Oh
thousand
yeah,
dollars a month. You may know who the company is. It's like, I mean, really cool stuff. But they don't give you leads. They don't help you with marketing. They just have some of the technology that John's already got in for less than a third of the price. you know, so it's this is really good. This is really really good, and they're focused on the bottom line, which is to make money. You know,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
to
Well,
totally make money.
you know already. I mean, if you're this far along, Ken, I mean,
Yeah,
look, we're just 2 years ahead of you,
yeah,
basically, and a lot of we went through all that when were first trying to figure out how to do commercial emailing, and we looked out there and we were like, I mean, we were paying, well, 10, 20,000 a month for
yeah.
platforms
Oh
and
yeah.
servers and IPs and,
Hmm.
and that was on somebody else. And then then we're like, forget this, let's build, and their platforms weren't that good. So we said, let's build our own. And that's what we've done. So, so we know those heartaches
Oh
and
yeah.
the
This
wasted
is this
monies.
is this is the real deal, you guys. I mean, that's why I heard a little bit of a tease, and that's why I wanted it to like get the rest of the story because I was warned that I was going to be excited, and this is for me. It's 10 o'clock in the morning for me, and this is what a phenomenal way to start my day. And for you guys, I know a lot of you guys are not going to be able to sleep tonight just because of how cool this is. So if you haven't gotten set up now, get set up right now. Jason, you're going to love to get the rest of those details. It is perfect for your business. Karamia, I want to hear your success story with what you're doing with your thing, and since you're looking into health, totally great place to be, for all of you. I mean, for absolutely all of you. So I'm excited, real excited for whatever everyone's going to create, and we'll talk about this on our calls too because it's something that we should all be part of. Do you guys, John, Luke, Mark, thank you so very much. I'm pumped, man. I tell you, I am really pumped. Let's you know what? Just let's
Awesome.
let's let's just do one last thing. John, show me that screen again. I just want to just recap everything that everybody's
Oh
getting
yeah, what?
because I want
Yeah, sure.
I
No,
really want to do that just to kind of finalize this. Um, but this is way cool.
the
I feel like you're evangelist right now here. Um, right,
well,
right.
yeah, and I guess we left off the auto profit system on this particular slide, but I mean that's part of the system now is where we can actually mail for them if they want to. It's real simple to set up. It's all they do is pick a list
Wow,
and then that's
that's
it. But
cool. That's cool.
um, I need to add that to that slide.
Okay. So yeah, so you've got 5,000 leads a month automatically, and and that's going to cover your basics just in terms of covering all your expenses. 10,000 leads up front. You've got access, of course, to the membership area and the training, and around 2 calls per month to get your questions answered if there's any questions or issues. And you're going to be looking at best practices. I mean, you're going to send some emails out that are going to suck. Let's face it, they are because I do, and I'm a good copywriter. At least I think I am. And some emails go out and you're like, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. So you're going to want to look at that and look at how you can tweak those. That's the perfect opportunity to get into that conversation with John, Mark, and Luke during the monthly calls. They're because they're using it, they're going to be tweaking it, and that's important. And it's their program, so it's not like going to an eye contact, for example, where if you don't like what you're seeing, you have no influence. You're talking to the developers here. This is really cool stuff. Using the CPA networks, um, getting approved by CPA networks, not always the easiest thing. I hear a lot of horror stories about that. So being able to work with these guys and getting the automatic approval, really important and very helpful, saving you time and energy and effort there. That's great. So I think you're gonna love this. And but here's the one big warning I have for you. You got to use it. You actually have to use it and be thrilled. And I want to hear the success stories because that's what I live for. I live for that. So thanks again, guys. Awesome job.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thanks, Ken, for having us. We are going to
Thank
sign off now.
All right, everybody. A pleasure for being with us. Thank you for being with us. I'm speechless here. And grab it right now while you can. And I want to hear from you. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you happen to be. John, I'll talk to you soon. Like
All right.
Luke,
Take
Mark,
care, Ken.
pleasure,
See
guys.
you.
See you, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.